special meeting to order June the 16th, 7 o'clock for a budget workshop. And that's all we'd be discussing, would be the workshop.
Yes, so
Budget.
basically, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
That's all.
Oh,
Entertain a motion?
I mean, you don't need a motion.
I don't need a motion. We're
No.
starting at the
It's not.
end of the meeting. Kyle?
So basically, this session is for us to go over how we are currently doing, and what would be, salary, commodities, or the contractuals are increased, based on the usage from last year and what we have used so far this year. And then I would like to go through different projects that you might have in mind, so we can start working that in. For next year, we can start saving money, or looking at doing something different with the amount of money that we have been putting into savings or stuff like that. This would be a good time to discuss that. So if you open your package, the first page is the general cash information that we have in all of our accounts right now. So as you can see, half of the cash that we have is tied into ACDs and investments. So the total cash available that we have to spend is 1.4 million. So pretty straightforward, nothing special about this one. The second page shows you how much revenue we have received in so far this year from January till the end of May. The general fund, most of those money come from tax that we levy from last year, and we did increase our exceed our revenue neutral rate last year. The county clerk is supposed to send out a asset evaluation for all of our property on the 15th, this Monday. So I got that and I passed it on to our accountant, and she's working on our budget to see if we would be okay to not exceed the R&R rate this year, or how we're doing. We did better this year because of the rates that we have increased in utility last year. The electric rates, I want to remind all of you that it's set to increase at the beginning of next year for both commercial and residential. So, and the water rate is set to increase in January 1st of 28. The only thing that changed with the electric rate is that the additional kilowatt, it's gonna change from 0.11 to 0.35 for both commercial and residential. The base charge and the first 2,000 kilowatt is still the same. The only thing that changes the additional kilowatt next year. So there'll be a little bit more revenue coming in next year and the year after. So, do you guys have any questions regarding revenues? If not, we'll move on. Okay. So the next page is our CDs and investment. Most of our CDs are with SJN Bank, and all of the interest rates are at 3%. Most of them are quarterly interest payouts. Except for the Cornwell CD for the Cornwell, that's semi-yearly. A lot of these CDs, the interests go in right into our savings, and only 3 just added onto the principal. But if you guys wanted to change that, because some of it are coming due as far as mature, it's coming mature. So if you guys wanted to switch it to where let's have it all go to the principal, that's fine. I just need to know before the maturity date so I can get that changed. If you think everything is good the way it is, perfectly fine. I mean, it's been working well. so.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think it looks fine the way it is.
okay, perfect. So the next page is our loans, leases, contracts, bonds that we have with different companies. The Fifth Street projects, the first payment is due this year, October 1st. The first payment will be coming out of the Fifth Street Fifth Street fund. We had around 200,000 left from our grant that we didn't spend. We were way under in our observation cost for the project and the survey cost, which saved us some money from the grant, because when they deposit the money, they deposit the amount that was awarded. So we have a little over 200,000 left, so the first payment will be coming out of that, so that way it doesn't affect our general fund.
And it's okay that you use that extra grant
Yes.
money, because sometimes they want it back.
No.
But you've checked that out?
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
county got snagged one time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I checked
Okay.
with the auditor and I checked with the representative from
Perfect. That's
KDOT.
awesome. Okay.
So, yeah, they said it's accounted for, so you use it. It has to be for that project,
Sure.
obviously,
Okay.
whether it's payment or
That's
whatever.
great.
So,
So will the rest of the balance then just go towards the next year's payment? And
Yes.
then we'll just zero
And then
that
it'll
out?
zero out.
if you guys are okay with that, so after the first payment, we'll have about 88,000 left within that fund to go toward the second payment of that fund. This is actually perfect to give us time to build up the water and light fund to where it needs to be, plus the capital improvement water fund that we increased last year and was planning on transferring half of it to the general fund to help pay for this project. So that would really set us really good as far as future payments go for this.
Good.
Yeah. The cat generator, I didn't put the money in the equipment reserve from water and light because I want to keep that just for like the equipment, stuff like that. The bond payment, I moved them all to the water and light surplus fund. So I use that fund as a saving account for their big purchase, like the bond generator. If we ever get a new generator, that would be act as a saving account for that, but like only, so that way it's easier to keep track. The rest is just the contracts and agreements that we agreed to. The grocery store payment will be done here at the end of next year. It's set to expire with the 1%. The housing development, we have 2 more years and then we would be done. Both of those are paid out of the 1% sales tax fund. The rest of it are, pertaining to their department, where the fund's coming out of. Right? And these payment amount for the yearly payment amount is already included in the budget for each department.
And just so curious, this is what we have left to pay on the nitrate plant, $11,695.56.
I'm sorry, where?
The nitrate plant.
Oh, no, so the loan for the nitrate plant is paid off because we got that grant to pay it off, so we are done with the loan for the nitrate plant. This is for the generator at the plant, just in case if the power go out, we can still pump water.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the grocery store loan, say that the 1% expires and doesn't pass to renew, can we make that last payment early? Like, say January of 27, and I'm just asking that because there would be no more revenue in the 1% to where, and
maybe that's just a mental thing, but you would know that you wouldn't have that $50,000 payment coming up at the end of the year when we have no revenue coming in. And maybe we don't wanna do that, I just wondered if it was even an option.
I mean,
Or if
in
we
the
just-
agreement that we signed with Ego Devo, it just said that 10 payments.
They
We
don't
always,
care when they get it.
yeah, so, I mean, I'll read it again and maybe I'll have Danny read it too, just in case.
Yeah, and
But
maybe
I-
we don't wanna do that, I'm just thinking, maybe we wanna hold on to the cash and then we just know that the 50,000 will come, but
Sure.
it's just, I guess for me, it's just
Right.
like
Let's get
mentally,
it
it's, there's no
done.
more revenue in that account.
Well, it's a good question to ask.
Yeah,
I
and it
mean,
may not be possible, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying we shouldn't do it, I
Right.
just wondered if it was even.
Sure, yeah, I'll ask and then,
Cause in my mind, I guess I thought our last payment was coincided
I thought
with
it
the
was this
end.
year,
Yeah,
too.
so our
So
last,
that's,
our last payment was
so
year
you'll
in
get
26.
2026 taxes in 2027, the first quarter probably.
right, we actually will not get the last December sales tax until March of
Okay.
2027.
7, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Because
okay.
we're at least 2 months behind on sales
Yeah.
tax.
Okay,
Yeah.
So we'll get a little bit of revenue in 27,
Right,
if, but,
from 26.
and we don't
Yes.
know, it might, I mean, we
Right.
might have more, that might not cease either.
sure, yeah, hopefully, yeah, but I'll find out and I will get back with
That's a
you
good
on that one,
question.
yeah. Okay. Okay. If you don't have any other question regarding that, we are going to move on to the general fund. So there is 11 departments within the general fund. Like I said, the salary line, contractual, the salary line is increased by 3%. That is the max amount that our handbook allow as far as raises, evaluations, and that kind of thing goes. The contractual and commodities, I kind of take it time 10%. I'm looking at a 10% increase for next year. But obviously, this is a guesstimate. It could go down, it could go up, you know, and then it's all depending on where we're at as far as our assets evaluation, what we're doing the rest of the year, if we have emergency coming up that require us to spend a lot of money, this might not be possible, but this is what I'm going to shoot for as far as the budget for 27. So that's how I came up with the number in the 2027 proposed budget. Is the salary is 3% and then the rest is 10% increase. On fire, I didn't increase anything because they're pretty. There's not a whole lot of expense. They're doing good as far as salary goes, and they haven't really have to replace any equipment. I mean, Mike does a really good job at finding grants and finding alternatives to the things that he needs. So he's very good at that.
Oh, big expense for 2027?
For the fire department,
What about your police department?
maybe a few, not big expenses, I don't think.
Yeah.
Do you pay for the fuel for like your police cars out of your budget? Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely changed in the last 4 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
He did
So-
talk, there is a program that we're looking to get, and for them to be able to have that program, we have to have a different server put in because of the police work and confident informations and stuff like that. So that's within like the increase. I accounted for that in his department. It's not huge to where it's raising his department's overall budget that much, but I wanted to make sure that it is accounted for in there, so that way when time comes, we can just go ahead and do it, not having to scramble to find where the money's coming from. So Again, like I said, this numbers is just wishful thinking.
Sure.
We have to,
And fire, you don't pay for any of your gear, do you? Doesn't that come from the county?
Right, we have a contract with the county as long as we, use our engines for any structure
Right.
fires within our zone.
Okay.
They pay for our gear.
And if you have to have foam or anything, that you use the county's, you probably wouldn't have to.
Yeah, we have some city foam. We don't use it that often for city fires, but
Okay.
good. So, for the street projects and stuff like that, as you can see, it's not included in the street department because that is solely for the day-to-day operation, salaries and stuff like that. For the summer street work, it's actually under capital projects, the next page. And last time we talked, we're gonna try to have at least $120,000 set back for each summer for street works. So obviously, that could be higher, it could be lower, whatever, but we will at least have 120 for street works. I put that as a priority. For that,
Under 10, the non-operational house demolition, that would be the code violation.
correct. Yep, correct. And I think that's where people are getting confused between the land bank and the city. So, cause city have
Probably.
our own code violation to where most of the houses that we are taking down is actually done through, sorry, I keep ignoring you, I was just talking to them, I'm not ignoring you. So
fine.
most of the
I
houses
can
that,
leave.
no, that we have taken down are through our property code violations.
Okay.
So that pretty much been paying for through the city. The land bank, the city do transfer to the land bank fund as far as, like to help with the cost of acquiring new properties and stuff like that. And the amount is the same, so the city have $20,000 to demo the house, and the city also transfer or try to transfer at least $20,000 to the land bank fund to help with their expenses on top of the donations that they are been getting. So I think if you get asked, I do know I get asked a lot as far as the land bank and the code
People are
violation
confused
goes.
about
Yes.
this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
They're definitely confused.
Yes.
They're getting the numbers mixed up.
Yes.
They're getting both the land bank and the city
Yeah.
confused
Yes.
with it because the numbers are similar.
Right.
And they're not seeing the whole picture, so.
Right. And then the other thing that I want to point out while we're on this subject is that I do get a lot of question as far as after we take the house down, did we take ownership of the property? We do not. We took the house down because the house is in violation. So once once the violation is taken care of, then we assess the cost to the owner, and if they don't pay, then we assess it to their property tax and they pay it that way. I do know, or not, and then it'll go to tax sale, and then the land bank usually get it through the tax sales.
Right.
A lot of people are confused about that, and if you guys get asked, that's how it works. I mean, I know it's off topic, but now that we're on that topic, let's just get that out there.
Yeah.
So, yes. So this is pretty much all of the departments within the general fund.
Okay.
All of our employee benefits are paid out of this general fund. So you can kind of see.
What's your medical and is it gonna go up much, your medical?
They're expecting 10 to 12%.
That's all.
Yeah. So, we do have the Freedom Claim Management that
Yeah.
we come in and been putting money back that we can use to help decrease some of those increase from the
Are
Blue
you
Cross.
self-insured?
I'm sorry?
Are you self-insured here?
What do you mean?
Do you
by
have Blue Cross? What's your insurance?
that? Blue Cross, yeah.
Well, the county's self-insured, so I
Oh,
didn't know
okay.
if we were over here too or not.
Oh, no, we have to through Blue Cross.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have Freedom Claim on top of that. Yeah, yeah. And we're doing really well in our Freedom Claim.
She's worth the money.
Yes.
It took me a long time to convince the commissioner she would be worth the money, but she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
She's very good.
And we are doing really well as far as our employee
Claims.
Yep, claims goes and stuff like that. So I am going to be bringing to the table a vision plan to be added to our health insurance
Good.
plan and pay with the Freedom Claim money for the employees, so just to add more benefit to them.
Yep.
So. The next page is just a cluster of different funds that the city have that we budgeted for. So the library, we're just the middleman on that one. We collect taxes and then pass it on to them. And the special highways, that come from the state. So we receive the quarterly payment from the state for special highway, and that is average about 8 to 10 grand. I don't know what their formula is, but that's their average that we receive every quarter. Obviously the 1%, I didn't put any proposed budget down because it's going to expire at the end of this year. Hopefully we will be able to renew it, or if the citizen wants to renew it, then it will be good. The rest of these, we basically hardly spend any money out of it. It's just utilities that we transfer the amount out at the end of the year to the saving account to replace, like the sewer pond for the storm sewer, or the sewer and stuff like that. Special park works the same way as special highway. We got that from the state. It comes, we split special park with alcohol tax. So when we receive the alcohol tax, half of it go to the general fund and the other half go to the special park fund. So that's how we get the revenue from that. Solid waste, we pretty much a middleman too. We collect the money and then we pay it out to the contractor. So nothing special there. The capital improvement water, remember when we raised that rate from $6 to $12, we were gonna transfer the extra that we raised, that $6, to the general fund to help with the expenses, and maybe that will help sustain the general fund to where we don't need to exceed R&R or raise the mill levies and stuff like that. And obviously, right now it's being targeted for to help with the payment for Fifth Street. But once that's done, it would really help this general fund to be able to function on its own. I am checking on the fact that, because right now the next serious project that we need to look at is our sewer pond. We have cracks on all of our 3 ponds, and it is in violation with KDHE. So we need to look at getting prices, getting it repaired, before we get fines, basically. And that's not gonna be something cheap, I can tell you that much. So I am trying to get more information as far as who all does it, or what other city take as far as revenue to get out of, to fix it, or what would be the best solution to solve this problem. I just don't have all my facts yet. I just want to kind of let you be aware that that's probably needs to be at the top priority of our list, as far as the next project goes. Water and light, same thing. This is our revenue fund, so I'm not too concerned, because there is revenue flowing pretty sufficiently in and out. Obviously, it's the most expensive funds that we have because of the materials, the nature of the job, you know, we have to have electric, and that comes with a pretty high pennies. So, same thing, salaries increased by 3%. Everything else is increased about 10 to 12%. Yep, that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple as far as water and light goes. The transfers, year-end transfers here, it is a guesstimate of how much I think that the fund is needed, and the fund that we're taking it out from can handle it. I did increase, if you look at water and light, it is scheduled to be transferred to general fund $100,000. I increased that for next year to $170,000 because of the 5th Street project. And then my first thought was to transfer at least $40,000 from capital improvement water, combined with that increase of $70,000 to make payment for the 5th Street project. But I think now that we don't have to really worry about the first two payments, I would like to not transfer that $40,000 out of that fund and just leave it in there and use it as a saving account and only pull it out when we needed it. So that way we can at least make sure we have enough. Like, let's say if water and light is struggling the third year that we need to make that payment, but our capital improvement water is doing really well, we can transfer the whole third payment amount from water and light capital improvement fund to the general fund and pay the whole payment for the 5th Street project out of that, and not having to worry about water and light. So I think I'm gonna cross that off and update my list there. Is there any other questions as far as transfers, water and light funds and that kind of thing goes? All right, so the last 2 pages that I have is the employee pays that I have attached to your packet. The highlighted one, the green highlight, are those that already received their rates this year. The rest are those are part-times or seasonal, or their evaluation is not due yet, so they haven't received those rates yet. I do wanted to put this out there to see how you guys would feel about, really technically all of the department heads needs to be on salary because of how the budget, it is so much easier to budget, and since all of the department head are making so much more, I don't want to say so much more, but making more than regular, and then they it's just a lot easier for us. In most towns our size, it would actually save us some money if all of those department heads are on salary. I play a little bit as far as getting some pay scale from cities our size, just to make sure that we, as far as department heads goes, our workers and stuff like that, we're in range and we're not underpay or we're not overpay. The city our size, department heads, what we pay our department heads is way above our pay scale and other city our size. So if you do decide to put everybody on salary, which I do recommend, I don't see the reason, but if you are not agreeing with me, we can definitely talking about it and I can put it in our budget. But I don't see a reason to make changes to the current pay that we have now, except the normal 3% raise. Mike actually making a little bit under as far as police chief goes, so we might have to relook at his pay. But like as far as public work utilities, electric, and like the city clerks, all of the department that we are well above what other city outside is paying. So I'm take it for what you will, and obviously think about it, and when time to finalize the budget, you just have to let me know if you want to do that or not.
Okay, if you put, we did this at the county, we put in, some of the guys didn't like it because like Road and Bridge was salaried, he didn't get overtime.
Right.
And that's the way it would work here, correct? 'Cause that's
Correct.
wage and hour law.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, it would fall under the regular salary law. We, with the unpredictable events and the shorthanded that we have, our department heads are working. I'm not saying that they're not worth their money, but we also have budget that we need to look
Sure.
for. So,
Absolutely.
even those, a lot of those, they don't charge their time, they put it in comp. But it's still going into comp at time and a half. And then by now they have by the end of the year, they'll have a month off. And if they can't take that whole month off, we have to pay out that comp time. So we're
you
not
do
really
have
saving
comp time
anything.
over here.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So, I mean, they're not getting paid now, but if
But
they
they'll
don't
get
use
it.
it, they'll get
Which-
it at the end of the year.
Right.
If you want to compensate the fact that they're not getting overtime, you can give them Christmas bonuses, maybe instead of getting 8-hour vacation time, the department head get 12 or get 10 hours. You can do something like that to compensate, but I would definitely look at those.
Yeah.
That would be my recommendation. Other than that, this is pretty much what I have as far as our budget goes. Really the only, besides the normal projects that we have in the summer, as far as street works, pool, the maintenance of the power plant, nitrate plants, anything that is not routine that you guys wanted to bring up, maybe to kind of get it under the radar, let me know, so that way I can kind of start looking and see what we can do. I did talk to a couple of people about, we have been hot and heavy as far as cleaning up the town, making the town looks better as far as code violation goes and stuff like that. And a lot of people that we are going after are obviously don't have a lot of money to fix their houses and stuff like that. There are towns, which I haven't really had much time to go in and do more research on this. There are some towns that the city does create a fund that funded by donation, kind of like the land bank, funded by mostly donation from the citizen, and the city put a little bit of money in for people to basically borrowed with an interest. So they'll pay it back with interest, and then that interest will help grow that account. But I don't have time to research the legality of it and the regulations, because obviously those that already don't have money probably will have trouble making payments. So I haven't got that far in, but that's something I'm kind of look at on the side beside the sewer project. So the police, within their budget, it's already included their vehicle that, we talked about police vehicle to rotate it out every 3 years. So that's already in the work. Right now they have about 55 56,000 in their equipment reserve. So at the end of this year, we're gonna shoot for another 20 to be put in there. So next year, I believe, is the first rotation of the vehicle. So after that, we're gonna shoot for 20 each year, so that should give them at least 60,000, and then whatever they get for whether they trade in or whatever they do with their current vehicle, that should be able to get them rotated vehicle every 3 years. So
That's a good one.
yeah, I didn't do that for the rest of the department because they're not as hard on the vehicle or put miles on it as much as the police. Obviously, Jason's truck's good. Les's truck has been replaced. Curtis' truck's been replaced. So really, Dale's trucks and the Mosquito trucks are the only two that are the oldest. That's we're probably in the. I mean, it still works right now and it works fine, perfectly. So we're in a couple years maybe try to replace Dale's truck unless something like happened to where we have to. It forces us to get it sooner. The electric department have been putting a little bit of money back to replace the digger truck. They have about 60 grand saved up, and the digger truck is around $100,000. So in a couple years we can replace them, or it was close enough to where if we can pull some out of just the regular water and light fund, just because the longer we wait, the more the price is going up. So it just all depends on how we come in, and if the digger truck that we have now still work, then we might just not do anything and just put that money in savings. So
We talked about maybe the police pickup being inserted was,
being inserted.
being a utility pickup.
Yes, I mean that is a possibility. Obviously, you're not gonna get their fund's gonna be depleted a little bit more because we're not gonna get the trade-ins, or if we sell it or trade it in, the money will go back to the police department. But if you give it to the other guys, obviously we can make transfer of funds to, if let's say we give it to electric, we can make transfer whatever, how much amount to the police to pay it back.
Yeah, and it probably depends on what the trade-in value or whatever it is. If it's not worth it, then
Yeah,
keep
it
it.
sounded
If it
like
is, then-
they want a 1 ton or up. Is that right? As far as the trucks go for you guys? 3/4 or 1 ton? Yeah, and I think that truck is not.
Worst
It
case-
is?
Worst
It's a
case,
half.
It's a
worst
half
case,
ton.
they can replace the Skeeter truck,
Yeah, that could be,
if they don't get much work trade.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's definitely an option.
Possible, yeah.
I would say with the transmission problems that it's having, we could probably then trade it in.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's evidently a problem with
So, do you guys have any other projects that you have in mind that you haven't really talked to me about besides the normal projects that we do that I missed?
I like to bore underneath First and Fourth Street.
What?
I like to bore underneath First and Fourth Street across the highway and get rid of the overhead. I got a chance to tag along with Brightspeed on First Street. They'll pull the pipe in and pay for the door bill.
So what would it cost us?
They're taking more permits here. Kind of help out on their ouchie.
Yeah.
Polypipe's about $2,000, so that'd be enough to build it.
Oh, and I didn't mention the pool. I know we talked about the pool. I didn't increase anything because I wasn't sure which direction we're going with it. It's gonna still be up, the cost of operation, I increased that normally, but as far as putting extra money out, I didn't do that because I wasn't sure which direction we're heading, so just wanna point that out.
Is it holding water?
It's kind of hard because she's having a hard time pushing that valve all the way up for her backwash, and she leaves it about right here. And she calls me, and I say, Kristen, my dear, you have to push it up about another 2 inches, and you're all the way there. Well, silly me, I'm sick of being so stupid. But I said, Kristen, it's okay, but just push it up a little bit more. And you're right there, my dear.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's so hard to tell right now because I went there the other day and the pool was about this far below the skimmers, and I was just like, Kristen, please make sure you tell the council and everybody you see that the water's leaking because of what you did, not because of the pipes are leaking. You know?
I have one thing that I think we ought to think about, and I know we've put back some. We've got a water issue that could cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
See,
And I'm not talking 100,000, I'm talking about
yeah,
$700,000, $800,000, $900,000.
that capital improvement water
Yeah.
can be paid for that, and right now we have about 600,000 in there.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
We
That could
could
take it
exceed
all.
that.
Yes, definitely,
That water's, especially
definitely,
if we have to buy a quarter of ground to drill a well on.
right. If it's that much,
Put a
then
water-
I would advise getting a bond to not,
I think that's
yeah,
probably the only
You
way
have
do
to.
it.
yeah,
But it needs to be
Which-
talked about a little
Oh,
bit.
sure.
right.
I wish it'd all go away, but I don't see it getting anything but worse. Lake Mead, when I was at Vegas about 3 years ago, was 180 feet. Now it's 233 feet. It's water level.
Oh,
And it's funneling down here. Didn't mean to break the bubble here.
oh no, you're fine. I mean, we have to plan ahead, so it's a good time to do it. And if we need to just not mess or transfer out of the capital improvement water and just use it as a saving account and let it grow and to account for this problem, definitely can't do that. That's not a problem.
That's something else that Pam talked about, the sewer out here, that could be a big expense.
Yes, it'll be expensive. I just don't have the number yet.
How long, has KVHE put you on the clock yet with that, or?
Jason,
No, it's been a 3-year,
Oh,
and so he told us about it, and I explained to him that we had to get the valves and everything replaced so we could drain the ponds to get to the concrete aprons. And he said that's a good plan, and so I told him that our budget's working on it to start working on the aprons. And he said, well, it sounds like you got a plan in effect, so good job.
Okay,
And that's where we went from there.
okay.
Jason, correct me, didn't we have some trouble about 3 years or 4 years ago because we were discharging that top water into next to the creek?
We do discharge into the
Yeah, I know.
rattlesnake, yes.
Well, I think it was, you remember that, Mark?
Just a little bit of it, yeah.
They kinda had a problem with doing that.
I don't exactly remember
I
exactly.
can't remember exactly the whole
Right.
thing.
I'll have to go back and look.
Do you remember, Jason?
No, we are a discharging facility,
Yeah.
so I know our TSS was a high, and we're trying to get that figured out, and I think we've got it figured out, but it's.
Maybe that's what it was.
I think.
But,
Maybe we couldn't discharge because it wasn't
But-
down low
But we're slowly getting that figured out, and I think, when Jason K, our WA, came out, he was helping us. But the third pond is so low right now, I can't discharge to figure out if it's gonna work or not. So I'm not gonna spend the money on getting it, just to open it up, just to see, and then, until we need to. So I might wait till the next quarter.
That's something you might put in the back of your head. 'Cause that's not gonna be cheap.
Yeah. We haven't really spent any money on sewer infrastructure besides lining some of the sewer line here in town from the COVID money. So it's about time to spend money on the sewer facility.
And something else, that nitrate plant out there, that pit that we're going into, that's coming up down the road here.
The pit?
Salt,
Uh,
salt,
salt pit.
yeah, that's got me kinda worried.
They say every what,
Like to get rid of the
15
salt?
years, you gotta haul that salt
Yeah.
off and go to a designated place. Or if you get a leak, that's another big
You
deal.
know? I'm still arguing the fact, I don't know why we can't put it on a truck and put it on the streets during the winter. But
Okay. So I will,
Do you feel good with these numbers? You play with this more than anybody. You
I
feel
do.
good with them?
yes. So it'll get tweaked a little bit.
Sure.
Before we finalize and certify our budget, but I don't feel like this number is out of our capability.
It'd be over the arm.
Yes.
I mean, you
most
can't help
likely.
but go over the arm.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. but
Right, right.
You have to have money to operate.
Exactly. Exactly. So if you guys don't have anything else, that's all I have. And if you wanna take a little break before our normal council meetings, that's perfectly fine. I just need a motion to adjourn this meeting and then we'll take a break.
Make a motion to adjourn the, special council meeting regarding the budget.
Second.
Motion on the table, Mark Bryant, a second by Anita Keenan. Any more discussion from the council? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 3-0.